So Republicans are already tired of playing with one Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, because, he's not doing everything that they wanted him to do. It's been only a couple weeks. So after ascending to that speakership following a series of failed attempts, which we saw go back and forth, all the madness with McCarthy and then their potential replacements there, he's finally in the position. But also his full first legislative week, his guess is going okay. He successfully navigated and survived the first full legislative week as Speaker of the House. He got through his first news conference with no gaffes or viral exchanges. He fielded a slew of questions from Senate Republicans on everything from foreign aid to government funding during a private meeting, and shepherded an Israel-only aid package through the lower chamber that united Republicans and divided Democrats. Scott Wong wrote this for NBC News, and I guess I would ask Scott a little closer, is that a successful week? Because apparently it's a successful week when you've united Republicans, I guess is a good thing, behind this Israel-only aid package, but shouldn't it become a law or something that passes completely before it's a success? I would think so. And as we know, it's having issues everywhere else. So fellow House Republicans are predicting that his honeymoon period, by the way, with the rest of them just might be coming to an end at some point, because Tom Cole said, as a guy who's been married 52 years, everybody comes out of a honeymoon at some point. But I think what you saw over the last week is how much support he commands. Oh, so he still has support for now. So there's ugly fights that are potentially on the way. And I've said this when Gaetz, even from January when he was disrupting McCarthy's original ascent to the speakership, I was like, there's gonna be some problems here. So there's more issues that are potentially coming behind the scenes. There are just 2 weeks left before another government shutdown. And Speaker Johnson will eventually have to govern by negotiating with Joe Biden and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and risk infuriating the right wing of his party to keep the government open and deliver aid to Ukraine and Israel. Because again, as we know, there was all those promises that McCarthy apparently made and didn't follow through on, according to Gaetz and other folks that helped kick him out. He has to avoid those bombs. So before becoming speaker, Johnson had joined fellow House conservatives in voting no on Ukraine aid packages. But in his meeting with senators privately, he made clear that he plans to take a different tone. He's flip-flopping. Johnson told senators that border security and Ukraine are inextricably intertwined. That's according to John Cornyn. These are some of their border demands that are intertwined. Senate Republicans have released a sweeping set of US border security proposals as a condition for sending more aid to Ukraine, laying out a draft plan to resume construction on parts of the US-Mexico border wall, curtail humanitarian parole for people who cross into the United States, and make it more difficult for migrants to qualify for asylum. So they want to curtail humanitarian parole, and they want to also keep folks from being able to qualify for asylum. These are the demands to go and help folks in humanitarian crises, or as they see terrorist attacks on them, or also as another country invading Ukraine as well. All those things are based on whether or not we can then limit other folks looking for asylum. The irony is just all over the place with that. So for this shift, though, these are reasons behind it. Speaker told senators that he needs to adjust his opposition to Ukraine aid now that he occupies the top job, and has to reflect the views of his broader conference. That's what Ron Johnson said. Obviously, he's not related to him. The speaker also told senators that he prefers a short-term stopgap funding measure, known as a continuing resolution, or a CR, and it would keep the government funded through January 15th. So Trae, here's the first couple of problems. We're gonna get to Marjorie Taylor Greene and how she's saying more direct things than what's being insinuated by someone like Tom Cole. The problem now he's got is he's got to do the same thing that McCarthy was doing, which is keep the government open, work with other folks, because he's not the only person in charge. So the folks who thought that a new speaker means he's the new president or the new head of everything, might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to end up any other way than it did with McCarthy, because like you said, I mean, he has to go and do the same thing. Like, they're going to get mad. The crazy contingent in his party is going to get furious with him for working with the Democrats, but like, that's the job. Like, he's going to have to do that, or it'll be a massive failure either way. He'll try to do it in the most diplomatic way he can muster. They'll hate him for it anyway, and then come after him with the pitchforks too, because that particular faction of their party can't be reasoned with. Like, it's not possible. They're completely unreasonable. And like you said, we're going to get to it. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene's already mad at him. Like, it's going to get circusy again, but also I just want to say real quick, I sort of take issue with the assessment earlier of the one journalist who said he had like a good first week. So they said he had no scandals and no gaffes and all that. Well, that's not entirely true, because I know that the internet dug up that video of him at a conference, like a church conference, admitting that him and his 17-year-old son monitor each other's porn consumption. So
I didn't see that. Really?
You didn't see that? Yeah. Him and his 17-year-old son have an app installed that monitors their consumption of objectionable material and send each other reports. So this dude gets like a notification on his phone for when his teenage son is breaking out the Jergens and Kleenex or whatever. Like, it's weird, right? And I saw it all over the internet, Reddit, Twitter, everywhere. Like, it got passed around a lot, and people were like, this dude is like, this is the, the mild milquetoast variant that they put forth, that like this guy, because this guy's a crazy churcher,
Would
like
you say they monitor each other?
Yeah, him and his son have an app on not just their phone, all their devices that they own, and it monitors. Well, actually, it monitors all your activity completely. It's like a data mining, gold mine. You know what I mean? Like, if that third party, it's wild that any conservative is giving a third party that access to literally all of their digital information for everyone in their family and doesn't even like realize it or care. But that aside, it monitors all your activity. If anything objectionable comes up, meaning porn, it sends a notification to your accountability partner, which in his case is his 17-year-old son, and it goes in both directions. So they're always notified. So like, this dude's hanging out with his teenage buddies, and finds out that his dad's looking up MILF porn or whatever.
Yeah. So what's objectionable?
Yeah.
What's objectionable? I mean, it could be obviously porn, but then, Dad, I saw something popped up and said you went to this place called Victoria's.
Right.
Buying some women's laundry from mom.
It's a Christian software, so I would imagine their bar for objectionable is probably pretty low. I mean, you're probably right. So yeah, but either way, it's just super weird. And yeah, we're 2 weeks into his tenure. So I mean, just buckle up. It's going to be the same old stuff, I imagine.